Good morning, BNI.
Good morning. Good morning.
We want to talk a little bit today about something that Dr. Meisner talks about regularly, and that is, in BNI, specific is terrific. I've got a friend who lives up in Cleveland, Ohio. His name is Phil. Phil started out in his business relatively small, but he grew and grew, worked at it, did some very good marketing, and that's how he grew his business. Just plug that. He used a printer that he had gotten to know. Pete was known as Pete the Printer. And he used Pete because he had met him at a chamber meeting, and so he used him for all of his business cards and all of his envelopes and all of his stationery and things like that. And over time he grew where he kind of liked Pete. And they were friends. And they would actually go outside of business or outside of the meetings that they were involved in and talk and have coffee or lunch, whatever. So they got together regularly. One day, Phil is really excited. His company has put together this great, big, huge, full-color catalog to promote Phil's business. And Phil takes it into Pete to show Pete. And Pete says, "This is a lovely catalog. Why didn't you let me bid on it?" Phil says, "I didn't know you did catalogs. You never told me." Here they'd been friends. They talked about their businesses to some extent, but Pete didn't even know that Phil's business was a huge wholesaler and that they put out this catalog twice a year. Pete got tiny little bits of this printing business when Phil was doing hundreds of thousands of dollars of printing, because Pete wasn't specific when he talked to Phil about what he did. It's very important to be specific when we're asking for referrals. It's very important to be specific when we're giving our 60-second introductions each week, because one of the things that we're supposed to be trying to do here is to train our sales force. On your tables in front of you, there's a notepad. Would you grab the notepad? Everybody have a pen? If you don't have a pen, I have some pens. I want you to take this notepad, in the next 30 seconds, I want you to write down 2, 3, 4 things that are specific about your business, specific products or specific services that you do that enrich others' lives, specifically that you might talk to, that you might sell someone else who is your customer. Okay, just take a moment to do that. Okay, time is up. Anybody have one or two they want to share with us?
How many of y'all know what I do?
Cheryl is a representative of Lowe's, and she sells blinds. Cheryl?
Okay. Do y'all know that I go to customers' homes and measure houses? Yes. Do you know that we install blinds? Yes. Okay. We cut blinds. We can special order blinds.
Yes. And you even replace them if they're wrong.
Thank you.
Cheryl does custom work. She will go to somebody's house, measure it, install it, cut it, fit it, make it right. Somebody else. Debbie, you're a realtor. What do you, something specific you do?
Well, we all list and sell houses, but do you know that I can help list and sell houses all over the world? Do you know that I am internationally and globally connected with other referral agents throughout the world? and now I also am an international resident specialist. I will actually be able to list property and advertise it in other MLSs throughout the country. So that's going to be something very specific that I can start
Wow.
helping people with.
Todd, you're a printer?
Printer, you know, we do scratch pads,
Scratch pads, wow.
what we're talking about today.
All righty.
Also, we do mailing service and postcards and stuff like that.
Okay, mailing service, postcards,
And he does labels.
labels. Each of these specific things, if you took the time, the opportunity to broaden that, to develop a story with it, each of these could be a 60-second commercial. So now you've already got your training curriculum set up for the next month. All you got to do is flush it out, and you'll be on your way. One of the best things you can do is to develop this curriculum. Do it on a monthly basis. Do it on a quarterly basis. Heck, do it on a year basis if you want to. But that way what you've done is you have set out a training curriculum for your sales force. And each week then you've devoted something specific that you do, that you can teach, that we can go out and get referrals for you for. Because in BNI, specific is terrific.